What up? Hey, apologies for a couple things yesterday. One, it's kind of bouncy, I'm super dedicated to not editing, so I'm like really paranoid I'm doing something wrong. The wind was not a problem yesterday, that was great, because it was pretty windy out. But it's kind of bouncing and started to get kind of winded. I promise I'm not actually that out of shape. I just start getting fluid in my lungs and start getting asthmatic when I eat a bunch of foods with vitamin A. So I'm in New York for 3 days. What am I going to do? Sit around and eat rice and chicken? I had pizza like 4 times in those, well, not 3 days. I went to New Haven, the supposed pizza capital of the world, and had some pizza there, and then leftovers the next day. I had bagels with cream cheese. I had New York cheesecake, all that kind of stuff. There's more, but I'm not going to bore you with details about things I ate as I was tearing through New York for 3 days. Anyway, I'll try to walk a little slower so I can get through this without having to pause and breathe. I'm in Massachusetts still. I'll be here for another little over a week. But I'm in some place called, I think it's pronounced Billerica. You're hardcore when you're traveling around so much that you're not even sure how to pronounce the name of the town you're in. So that kind of brings up the topic. Oh, one more thing. Apologies yesterday. The museum. I went to that Salem Witch Museum, the Museum of the Witch. I said it was cheesy. I didn't mean to harp on it. It was kind of cheesy, but didn't mean I didn't enjoy it, I was into it. I don't want to be, I think I had like a severe case of too cool for schoolitis. I don't want to be that guy who has to say negative things about everything because I'm too cool for it, but I think I was suffering from a little bit of that yesterday. So anyway, here I am out on a walk with you guys, which is great. The reason why I film these videos walking is I want to be out walking. I don't want to be doing static videos. It's fun to kind of show you guys where I'm at, what I'm doing, take you guys with me, so to speak. Anyway, this all brings up the question of, how the hell am I traveling full time with my wife and her daughter? We'll just call her my daughter. From now on, when I say daughter, referring to my stepdaughter, but she's pretty daughterly at this point. We hang out like all day, every day, and have for a really long time. So she's like super warped from my sick sense of humor and obviously very peculiar way of looking at the world. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Obviously, I'm able to do this because, I'm super rich. This t-shirt that I've been wearing till all the lettering falls off. It's just a small sampling of my luxurious wardrobe. And I'm just fucking loaded, baby. That's how I do this. No, actually, I have a net worth. I have a 0-digit net worth. I have more debt than money. So that math is, we'll round it to 0. And I make a pretty good income online. All the businesses together, all these little online things that I dabble with. It's going to probably bring in about $700,000 this year, but profit's going to be maybe 120. My mom's involved. She gets a little bit of that. My daughter, there it is, not stepdaughter, daughter Emily is involved. and a big chunk of that is profit. I think she'll actually claim her taxes for the first time this year, so that'll be off my expenses. That'll be nice. But yeah, I'd say, you know, 100 grand, give or take. And it just amazes me that, you know, I could be broke on 100 grand. But anyway, we're living in Florida. Our rent was like $1,500 a month for a 2-bedroom. We had $70 for water and trash, $45 processing fee to process our rent payment every month, over $100 for utilities, 100-something bucks for internet. We had YouTube TV, you know, all the usual streaming things. We had Culligan water delivery because the water in Florida tastes like rotten eggs. It's really nice. And so all told, I think we were about $1,900 a month. And then I was leasing a car. We just had one car for the 3 of us, so pretty frugal there. But we're leasing a car for $397 a month. We had about $130 was what my insurance payment was per month, and then of course some gas. So that's about $2,500 a month between those two, and we got rid of both. So we don't pay rent or any kind of housing payment, mortgage whatsoever. We just don't pay that. I'm gonna switch hands here before my left arm falls off. Gotta train my shoulders to hold this little camera better. Anyway, enjoy the nice view of the pavement. Some fine work has been done on this pavement. Anyway, yeah, so $2,500 in expenses is wiped off the table. So that's almost $100 a day that we have to be able to travel. Now, we're not going to be able to travel around Massachusetts and New York. Our next stop is London. You know, those places are stupid expensive. And we're burning through, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day right now. But that's going to last for a few weeks. And then we go to Spain for a couple months where, you know, our main place that we're going to stay is in a small town. It's $37 a day for the Airbnb. Anytime you book an Airbnb for 30 days or longer, you usually get a really big discount. And you're basically paying, you know, pretty close to what people are paying for rent in that area. You know, I looked online before we chose Spain. We were thinking about maybe Colombia or Mexico or someplace in Central or South America that would be even cheaper than Spain. But it just seems like a little too much turmoil to bring my wife and 18-year-old daughter to right away. I mean, I've been there, I've spent a lot of time, I feel safe there. But if I really think carefully about all the experiences I've had there, the, you know, getting stuff stolen, having my backpack kind of held hostage until I gave a payment, having somebody trick me and take money in exchange, stuff like that. I think I got bitten a little bit, just lightly, by a stray dog, you know. I don't know if I want that for my 18-year-old. Somebody I was traveling with also got dengue. You know, that's real fun. Hey, honey, let me take your daughter. Let me take your daughter out of the country for the first time. Get her some dengue. And while we get our stuff robbed. You know, it just wasn't, I wasn't feeling a good vibe about it. And give you guys some leaves again. Actually getting some fall colors in a little bit. I don't know if you can see, but a little bit to look at. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, Ecuador, for example, they just had a presidential candidate assassinated. I didn't really want to support that either. You know, I kind of feel like an enabler when you go someplace where presidential people are getting assassinated by narcos and stuff, and you're like, yeah, let me bring my dollars there. I was actually pushing for El Salvador. That's another talk for another day, but what's going on there, if you haven't been paying attention, is amazing. I mean, dude has the playbook for how to get rid of the narcotraficantes. And look up Bukele in El Salvador. I do hope to go there and spend some time and, kind of bring my tourist dollars there. Anyway, back to our budget. Spain, we got an Airbnb that's going to be $37 a day. The flights, sorry, my left arm really is dead. The flights, this is hard work out here, guys. This is hard work. The flights, I've got credit card points like up the yin yang. I started getting like points related credit cards like 3 years ago, and like I was working it, you get bonus points when you sign up for this card. Boom, let me sign up for this card. So wasn't quite a points millionaire, but I've got enough points that I saved up in the last 3 years that we're not going to have to pay for a flight for probably years. We're not going to fly a lot. I would say, we're not going to fly back and forth to the United States all the time and do that, because we'll burn through those points in a year. I want to make them last, because I think we're going to do this we're just going to do it until we're sick of doing it, which I don't think we're going to be like, man, traveling sucks in a year. I think it's going to take longer than that. But if you think about $37 a day, our ground transportation costs are going to be really low. We'll be able to, as you guys probably know, most of the world is built for people to walk around on foot and be able to access everything that they need. Only in cue the car, perfect timing. Only in the US did we build a society where you pretty much have to have a personal vehicle in 99% of this country to be able to get around and access, all the things you need, have a job, do all those kinds of things. But anyway, this first trip is going to be about 3 months. I've got it budgeted at about, I think we'll be able to do 12,000. Making travel videos or whatever you would call these and incorporating that into the overall business, that saves me a lot on taxes. By the way, making $100,000 a year self-employed, 20 of that is going to taxes. So you get that extra 15.3% in self-employment tax. And $100,000 really, that's not much for a family of three, on a one-person income when you got to pay self-employment tax. So, but I figured we can do these first 3 months for 12. We'll save about, most of it will be a business expense, so we'll probably save a couple thousand in taxes. So functionally, it'll be closer to 10. And like I said, we were already spending $2,500 a month just on housing and car. So I really think at the end of it all, our expenses are going to be really, really close to what they would have been sitting around watching Netflix. So if you ever want to do something like this, you can pick where you go. Some places are really cheap. I saw places in like Medellin, Colombia that were like a little over $400 a month. And I knew the area. Like I'd stayed in the area before. It's perfectly fine. So when I was there, I spent just a couple months there, and I was paying like $330 a month for my own bedroom. with a king-size bed. So, you know, there's plenty of places where you can go and just hang out for about $1,000 a month as an individual. So it's no big secret how we're making this work. But this first trip is going to be probably the most expensive one we do in a long time. You know, it was the first. You know, taking the girls out of the country the first time. I want it to be awesome. You know, want them to be able to see all the things that they've been wanting to see. Emily, the daughter, the aforementioned daughter, she's all about Japan. I don't think we'll make it to Japan on the first trip, but she was dying to see New York, so we made it work. You know, super expensive, but that's why we cut it to 3 days. But we saw pretty much everything we wanted to see and had a nice time. And here we go, moving onwards, and I'll keep updating you guys every day and making a video about something hopefully interesting. And I've already got like a whole spreadsheet with all kinds of titles of videos that I want to shoot. And that's it. So that's all for today. Catch you guys tomorrow. Emily was coughing a little bit today, so we actually just kind of hung in the room. We were supposed to go out to Rockport. I think it may be rainy tomorrow, but rain or shine, I'll keep you guys updated with something, and hopefully we'll continue to have really good, engaging conversations in the comments, and get back to doing that. You know, that's one of the big reasons I decided to do this. Is I miss having intelligent conversations. I mean, you just can't walk up to a stranger and have one. You know, immediately all their biases and all the propaganda that they consumed, you can just hear it immediately. You know, it's like all the talking points from various propagandists out there just spewing out of them. So, I mean, they're not actually having thoughts. There's no conversation to have with somebody who's not having real thoughts. So, anyways, counting on you guys to hopefully have kept your sanity a little bit more in check than the average person, being natural skeptics and contrarians out there like myself. And I don't know, like I said, I look forward to it, and catch you guys tomorrow.